welcome to the Leadership Lab podcast, where we are developing the heart and soul of leaders. My name is Bianca.
And my name is Jeremiah, and today we're going to talk about moving from entitlement to appreciation. And really, we're talking about the subject of gratitude. And as we're getting into this, I just want to kind of say something about our relationship that's kind of funny because we're at such vastly different heights.
Yeah, you can't tell. If you don't know us in person, he's 6 foot, I'm 5 foot.
So we have a 12-inch, maybe even a 13-inch difference in our heights, which makes our whole lives being married just a little bit more inconvenient and challenging. Like, there's stools that are all around our kitchen.
Short
and
people
it
props.
seems to be everywhere.
Who else
in
has
the
stools?
way.
Comment if you have stools in your house because you can't reach the third shelf.
I don't need a
kitchen.
stool for anything. I've got go gadget long arms, and I can just reach into things and grab them. And stools are
you're
just
so blessed.
They're in the way all the time. And well, when we're walking together down the sidewalk, I'm always dodging trees. You know,
That's true. I just walk right straight under them.
She just walks and
I clear the trees.
I'm just we have to switch sides
when
because where the
today,
trees branches are.
Yes.
And one of the other things is in our car. So our car situation, when I get in the car after she's driven it last, literally it's just all upon me, steering wheel in, so sometimes I'll try to move the car knowing I'm not going to drive it. I'll try to get in and without moving anything, just move the car. And I'm like this. I mean, the steering wheel all up on me and stuff. But in the most recent vehicle purchase that we've made, the car has one of those preset things. So you just get in and you push the button and the seat moves to the last position that you wanted it to be in. So we have two presets there, the one that I drive and then the two that she drives.
Because he drives this car more than me.
It makes it so much easier to be able to do that. So and the idea of gratitude, it's literally like a preset for your level of contentment and joy in your life.
Yes.
And so the message that we want to talk about today is how to get your life on a preset so that you can just live and you're going to experience the kind of life that you want to. Not only is gratitude a preset, but gratitude is also a precursor.
Yeah.
It's something that is going to predetermine where you're going to go with your life and how far you're going to go and who's going to be with you. When you have a high level of gratitude, you experience all of these things. In fact, I think that people who win consistently in life and in leadership are people who are grateful.
Yes.
They just, it's like gratitude's a magnet. It's just pulling all of these good experiences and good people into your life.
Yes.
It's the way that we receive God's good gifts is through saying, thank you.
Yes, and you can't keep a thankful person down. Sometimes we can look at life and think, oh man, they're successful. Man, seems like they get all the blessing. No, I guarantee you they have a heart of gratitude. And because of that gratitude in their heart and living from that place, man, success just comes their way. Because when you're thankful, it doesn't matter what circumstance, scenario, or situation you're in, you can overcome it. There is power in gratitude. It is not only a feeling, but it's a tool. It's a blessing. And so many times people live their lives and leaders, this is a huge roadblock. Instead of living grateful lives and having grateful attitudes, they have an entitled attitude.
Talk about it.
They instead of saying, hey, this is more than enough. I'm overly blessed. Man, I don't deserve this. This is too much. Oh, I'm so grateful. Entitled people instead say, I deserve this. I should get this. And man, I expect this. That's an entitled place to be. And when you live from that place, you really lose power in your life.
Yeah.
Because then it puts the power in circumstances and other people's hands versus your own life and taking responsibility for your own life. When I'm grateful, man, I can do anything. Yeah. I can do anything. I feel empowered. And so we have to really check because gratitude really starts in the mind. Yeah. It's a mindset. Entitlement starts in the mind. And so we've got to really evaluate our thoughts, see what's up there. In fact, scripture talks about how our thoughts ought to be. And I want to read it right now. Philippians 4:8 says, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. And I can tell you, when we focus our minds and attention and decide these are the things that are going to live in my mind, man, we can really do anything in our lives. But it starts with this place of gratitude. I'm grateful for what I have rather than looking at what I don't have.
That's good.
Because when you look at what you don't have or what you should have or what you deserve, what happens is instead of living from a place of overwhelmed blessing, you live from a place of scarcity. There's never enough. I expect more.
So good. And what I love about this is as leaders, you lead yourself first.
Yes.
And
say that.
And when you're leading yourself in this area of where your mind is dwelling and how you're seated on this idea and letting this idea be the thing that's driving your life, you're going to become this leader that other people are just like, wow, I want to be around them. I want to follow them. I believe in the vision that they have because of the outcome of their lives.
Yes.
Hebrews 13:17 says, obey and submit to your leaders, for they're people who have to give an account.
Yeah.
So there's this account that we have as leaders that we are responsible to God, and it's a place that we allow our hearts to dwell.
Yeah.
And so how do we move from entitlement to appreciation? How do we move from a place where we think that we deserve everything and it should be given to us to where we really genuinely are appreciative of the people and the things that are happening?
That's good.
Well, one way that we do that is that we decide that gratitude is a choice.
Yes.
It's a mental decision that I'm going to make, that I'm going to live in a place of gratitude.
Yes.
It's a mental decision that I'm making ahead of time. The other thing is gratitude is a consequence.
Yeah.
There's been something that has happened. There's been a person that's been in my life, and I am making a choice. There's a consequence that's there that says, hey, now I'm going to be grateful. It's going to come in after. It's really, really important. And gratitude also is a capacity.
Yes.
I want you to understand that it's an internal decision that I'm going to allow myself to be filled up with this grateful spirit, this appreciative nature, that it's something that's in me, and it's a decision that I'm making.
Gratitude is a muscle. I'm more grateful of a person now than I was 1 year ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Because when I was young and immature, I had this, I had this zealousness about me. That's what you get in your youth. But sometimes you overlook and take for granted all the blessing around you, and you don't stop because youth, it's synonymous for speed and going after things. And sometimes, as life goes on, the more I see for what I'm grateful for, I slow down a little bit and I look and I see the things around me and I say what I'm grateful for. That's another thing is you need to say what you're grateful for. And we're going to say that in just a second, but it's important. And we need to watch our mindsets and say, instead of thinking, well, I'll be happy when. That's an entitled mindset. That's an entitled mindset. I can be happy today. I can choose joy today because right now, if I were to make a list of everything I was grateful for, I'm telling you, the list would be endless.
Your hand would just be cramped. You've just been writing so much.
Yes, it's too much. You can literally not stop writing what you're grateful for because there truly is an overwhelming amount of blessing on all of our lives. Yes, there are problems. Yes, there are things that we could complain about, but we choose to be grateful for what is going right in our lives. And when we choose to do that, you'll feel in your spirit a shift and a fire inside of you that says, okay, this obstacle might be in front of me. This person might be this obstacle. This situation might be this obstacle. But when I have gratitude, I truly feel like I can take it on. We can do this. I'm not going to give up. I may have fell down. I'm getting back up. I was telling my son today, he tumbled down the stairs at the last step and he was crying, and I go to him and I was rubbing his knee. I was like, where's the boo-boo? And I sat down and I chose that opportunity. I said, son, when you fall down, what's the most important thing? Even when you fall down, even when you get hurt, he said, you get back up. And I was like, You better preach, son. And even my 8-year-old knew that even though you go through difficult things and obstacles, if you have the right mindset, if you have gratitude, you get back up, you go again. And so right now, what I want to do is I want to talk to you about how to develop a heart of gratitude. The first way is allow your mind to steep in good things.
That's good.
You know, I love tea, and you put that tea bag in hot water and it steeps and all the goodness comes out, all that rich flavor. And the longer you let it steep, the richer the flavor.
Yeah.
You want a rich life? You want a wealthy life? Steep your mind in good things.
Yes.
Be in environments where there's good people that are grateful. Watch how it inspires your own heart. The second thing is be intentional to speak out loud people and things you are thankful for. We are constantly writing thank you notes. We are constantly telling people, I'm thankful for you because if you are thankful for someone today, for something they did, or just because of who they are, tell that person. We've said it before. If you think something good, say it to that person. Don't assume they know. I have come across people in my life that chose not to say the good that they thought because they assumed that those people already knew. Let's assume they don't know, because most people, if you think about it, they're not walking around life saying, oh, I know I'm so good at this. I know I'm so good at this. No, people are walking around and they have insecurities that they're trying to overcome. And we could be the voice that silences it just by saying thank you to them. So make sure, and especially your family members. If you got family members, say thank you to them. Say thank you to them. My husband did a favor to me and I was like, thank you. That was very thoughtful for you to do that. And that was one less thing I had to do. So say thank you. Tip number 3 is tip the scales so that you are disproportionately grateful more than entitled. So take an audit of your words and your mind and see, is more of my time and energy towards things I'm grateful for, or more towards I'm entitled, I should have this, and really tip the scales and lean more on the gratitude side and watch how that just, it changes the direction of your life.
One thing I like about this is you're positioning your whole life, the posture of your life is leaning toward grateful, gratitude, thankful, good things.
Yes.
And that's what the scripture says. When you read Philippians 4:8, it says think about such things.
Yes.
Fill your mind intentionally with these things. One of the ways that great leaders do this is that they make daily declarations over their life.
Yes.
And here's a declaration that you can make if you want to grow in this area is declare, I am unusually grateful.
Yes, that's good.
Like, I'm uncommonly grateful.
Yes.
Like, there are things in my life that I am just more grateful than most people. I'm uncommonly grateful.
Yes.
If you declare that over your life, you're going to find that your life goes in that direction.
Yes.
And leaders who are intentional with this, they have an attractive nature to them.
Yes.
And people say, man, I just want to be around them all the time because they make people feel good.
Yes. So be that type of person. Be that type of person when people are in your presence, they feel appreciated. That's another thing. And that's something I'm saying to myself. Do people feel appreciated in my presence or do they feel criticized and judged? That's really important. It's just the words that we choose to say with the people in our presence. And we can honor other people by being thankful and grateful. And maybe it might be indirectly. Maybe I'm not necessarily, there's something specific for that person, but just the gratitude alone. I love being around people who are grateful. Well, I've enjoyed today's conversation. I can't wait to find out what this kind of pulls out and the conversations and the comments of what you're learning about yourself in your leadership and how you're going to bring that into the organizations that you're a part of, the families and systems you're a part of. I hope that this has been valuable to you. We hope you'll share it. Thank you so much for joining us today on the Leadership Lab podcast.